Hello and a very warm welcome to another of the Slimmr video podcasts. Now, I know that many of you watching this today are on the weight loss program and you are looking to do more exercise as part of that sort of package of getting yourself fitter. But what if you've never really exercised before or not for a long time? I know it can be quite daunting, so I thought we'd look at the very basics of what you can do today so you can start slowly and build up, and that's the key. What you don't want is any all or nothing thinking. You do not want to be signing up at a gym, trying everything as if you're super fit already, and then injuring yourself and never going back. That won't help anybody. And do remember, if you think that you don't have the exercise gene, I think we all do have it really, but it's quite buried sometimes. I have to confess that mine was buried till I was 41, but now I do a lot of exercise and I know that I feel a lot fitter for doing so. So here we go. If you've never really exercised much, then the first thing to remember is that anything you do is going to be better than the nothing you were doing before. So just remember that, take it slowly, build up. I will probably keep saying this, but I can't say it too often. I used to belong to a gym in Brighton. It was very popular. But on January the 1st or 2nd, whenever it opened after Christmas, suddenly you couldn't move. The changing rooms were full. The sort of classes that I would sign up for rather late in the day, they were all packed. Suddenly there was just this influx of people. New Year's resolutions quite clearly, this is a year I'm getting fit. Guess what? About the middle of February, you can breathe again because they've all gone, or nearly all gone. I mean, it's a bit dismal, isn't it, really? But so many of them signed up for everything, went at it crazily, realised they couldn't sustain it, often hurt themselves, and therefore never came back. So the only winner there was the gym, probably, because I expect they'd taken a fair bit of money. So now let's look then at real basics. Unless you're vehemently opposed to it, walking should be your friend. Walking is free, it's nature's exercise, and we're supposed to do it. We're programmed to do it. Now, the other good thing about walking is that you don't need a lot of gear. You just need some waterproof gear because hopefully you're going to even walk on damp days. And you do need some decent shoes. If you're going to only be walking around pavements where you live, or maybe on a proper path within a park, then you will get away with trainers. If, like me, you live in the country and you're going to go on fields and sort of slightly more gravelly paths, you do want proper walking shoes. I know that that's an expense, but it is an investment. I mean, I've got 2 pairs of walking shoes. They're really both quite old now. I'm not thinking of replacing them anytime soon. So they are an expense at the time. Go to somewhere decent, like go outdoors and get a staff member who really knows what they're talking about. Say the sort of walking you're doing and what your problems may be. Get some good advice. You won't regret it. So walking is the obvious thing. Now, time of walking. Obviously, you're going to have to find a time to suit you. But physical exercise experts normally say now you get more benefit if you exercise in the morning. I don't really understand why that should be, but I've experimented myself and I can definitely say that works for me. I feel more ready for exercise in the morning and I feel the benefits of exercise if I exercise in the morning. Obviously, if you can't exercise till later in the day, that's just how it's going to have to be. But if you've got a choice of exercising in the morning, do it. The other thing is that sleep experts say that melatonin, which as you probably know is a hormone that helps us wind down at night and sleep well, melatonin works better at night if you get out in the daylight earlier in the day. Now, I'm no scientist. I have no idea why that may be the case, but I'm happy to accept that it is. And I do sleep quite well now, so it's something to bear in mind. Start, as I said, slowly, walk to the shops, walk around the block, then do another block, work up to 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes. When you're walking an hour a day, or an hour every time you go out, Then you're into serious exercise. That's medium to robust exercise in my book, if you're doing it several times a week. And what you will notice is that in that time, you'll be able to walk as you get faster, maybe 2.5 miles at a go. And then you really will notice the difference in yourself. Now, I know a lot of people have said to me, I can't exercise and I can't walk to work because I get sweaty. We all get sweaty. I really get sweaty nowadays. Is it an age thing? Don't know. But you do need to, first of all, think sometimes when it's cold, you don't need as many layers as you're piling on because you're going to generate some heat. If you're wearing layers, make sure you don't have to pull them off your head or anything. Make sure they're easy to get off and you can tie them around your waist. And if you are walking to work, for example, I think always have a spare top with you and a towel, because I come back and I towel myself down. And I need to, because I don't know quite where men get pockets of moisture, probably somewhere unmentionable, but women certainly get it under their bras and under the cup of the breast, really. And you need to towel yourself down because you're going to get cold. If you let that sweat cool on you, you're going to get cold. And as you get older, it takes longer to warm yourself up. So once the walking's going well, try other things. There are so many things. Gyms can be expensive, obviously, but there are council-run ones and there are community-run ones. But if you can go to a gym where with that flat rate, you've got loads of different options for dance class, exercise class, etc., then it's probably going to be worth your while to do it. But maybe start by just signing up for a lesser program until you're ready. I also think you want to be thinking, what other activities are there in the gym? Are there step, body balance, those sort of things? If you've got locally a Silver Swans, I gather Queen Camilla does this, that's really nice. It's ballet for all ages, but principally for older people, obviously, silver. And you're doing it to tinkly ballet music and you've lots of other people just having a go. Nobody's a brilliant ballerina, let me tell you, and it's very good for you. Or you want to try yoga, body balance, Pilates, if you're a Strictly fan, maybe ballroom dancing. What I would suggest is, if you feel a bit intimidated about going to a class for the first time, and you may, have a look at YouTube, because there on YouTube for free is practically an example of every single type of exercise you could ever imagine. Restorative yoga, Tai Chi, everything. Pick something that you might be interested in, like maybe a Les Mills body balance class. Do a little bit while you're watching it, but have a look at what happens in the class and just think, well, could I cope with that? And then when you go and do it for real, you'll feel a lot more at home and not a fish out of water. The other thing to remember is that if you're doing it with a real proper instructor in a class, there's a lot more social element to it, but also that instructor is making sure you're doing it right and not going to hurt yourself. So exercise little and often, build it up. Lastly, what to wear? Well, really for most things, you'll get away with a loose-fitting top like this one, some leggings and trainers. You may have visions of yourself in something a lot more snazzier and in time, but I would leave that until you're sure you're going to stick at it. For now, save your money, go in just perfectly normal kind of clothes. You'll notice most other people are in it as well. Good luck with it, and I'll see you next time.